Is it from Zetster's Lab? So I was walking in Thailand, just walking, just looking, minding my own business, and the next minute I saw a sign. And all that I could read, because it was in Thai, was 3 something for 100. And immediately I realized the sign was next to this rails of clothing. So I thought, oh boy, that means 3 garments for 100 baht. That means 33 baht a garment, and in South African rand, 16 rand a piece of clothing. So I stopped dead in my tracks, walked in, and first thing I saw was this beautiful garment. Look at the patterns. Oh my goodness, I fell in love. But when I tried it on, it was very small, as in crazy small. I could barely get it on. It was kind of a little dress. But I thought, you know what, for 16 rand, I cannot even buy this material. So I'll definitely be able to create something with this. So this was one of my finds. I think I bought about 6 garments at that little shack full of clothes. It was a shack. When I went inside, the floor was these wooden planks that were just packed next to each other. So there was a mirror. Oh boy, that was fantastic, because most of these little stalls or shops do not have a mirror. So this one, I could go in, try it on my stuff over my clothes, and this was one of my finds. So I immediately, when I saw it, thought wrap skirt. I'll be able to make a wrap skirt from this little dress thing. It was only later that I realized it was a wraparound little dress. So when I got home, I couldn't wait. We got to the kids' home. Next day, immediately created my wrap skirt. And I could do it because the little dress was really very, what do you call it? It had many material that was gathered, so it was looking kind of like this. So all I did was I just cut off the bottom part. That is what I got. I even used this, the pocket. So I immediately saw, okay, this is my wrap skirt. I just put in some darts at the back to make it fit nicely, and put on this this was already on the dress, so I just cut it off, add it on top to the little skirt, and voila, look at this. It is just amazing. So things that you buy at reject shops or thrift stores or whatever doesn't have to fit perfectly. Oh yes, and I look like $1 million wearing my little DIY linen serviette top I created. So just look at this. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? So you can see my pockets. I actually decided to have more cloth in front, so my pockets are not at my sides, it's more in front. But why not? Look at that. And there you can see the darts that I put in. And for 16 Rand, less than $1, I have the most beautiful wrap skirt. And you really doesn't even have to be able to sew to make something like this. It is so easy. As you've seen, it's just a long piece of material that you just wrap around you, fasten it, and voila, there you have a beautiful skirt. So I really love wearing it. It is so gorgeous. I love the colors. It's orange, it's my color, maroons, and then the little palm trees and houses. It's just gorgeous. So yes, this is one of my Thailand finds. And you know, if you don't tell me you're not creative. We are all creative. The spirit of life in us is permanently creating. So all of us have the creative gene, let me call it that. But most of us just never practice it, use it. If you don't use something, it's really just lying there dormant. But it is like a little seed that fell into the ground, and now it's just waiting patiently for the rain to come. So all you have to do is just start. Just start by doing one little thing. Even if it's not very successful, but that is a drop of water onto that seed. And the more you practice, the more you create. It doesn't have to be with clothing. It can be with painting. It can be drawing. It can be gardening. Whatever you feel like. But never believe the lie that you are not a creative being. And you know, the awesome thing is with me, my mother did a lot of sewing, always creating stuff. But she used the patterns and worked strict with the patterns. But I also grew up sewing and doing my things, and that's how I started to develop my little seed. And I just kept going. And then I got my kids, got married, got my kids, and you know, you're getting busy with looking after them and school and whatever. And it was only about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that I really started to create my own clothes again. But this time I said, I don't want to use patterns. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. But I thought, I'm just going to take what I have out of my cupboard and just start to sew. Cut off, get a piece of material. That's actually how I started. Went and bought very cheap material, took a dress out of my cupboard that I love, and I just cut it out onto the pattern material, and voila, that's how I started. And now look where I am. Now I am creating clothes from vintage tablecloths and serviettes, and I buy things like this for next to nothing at thrift stores, and I create the things I love. But my message always is, if I can, you can. That is the bottom line. Nobody are more equipped. Some just practice more, use their gift more. We all have gifts. Now, I'm not saying you, when you do it, will become like me, but you will become more like you, creating things that you love, whatever it might be. So thank you that I can share my beautiful wrap skirt with you and my journey. And as I say, just start by doing something. Take a t-shirt out of your cupboard that you don't like and just cut off the sleeves and see how that goes. And believe you me, I've cut many, and it was total not very successful, but so what? So start by just doing one little thing, and the rain will start to fall, and your seeds will start to grow, and voila. Have a fantastic day, is it from Zetster's Lab.